Hey, how's it going? I know it feel like forever since we just sat down and talked like this. Yeah, come on. Got some chairs up here. I got. I think I might have mentioned this to you before, but I still have plenty of Baja Blasts. We were uh, one of the last like big Powerball or Mega Balls, or Mega Millions, whatever it was. We went down to our local like and to be honest, it's like always been around the corner from me, and I've never been. But just like the liquor store around the corner slash shopping center, and I guess not really a shopping center, a little hole in the wall place, you know. And the guy somehow still had these, and they did expire last month in February, but um, I'm like really surprised. So if you want one, I have one on the nightstand next to you. Yeah, I was thinking about just cracking one because we don't usually just get to hang out like this. So, special occasion calls for a special beverage. Still pretty good. So tell me what's been going on in your life. Same old, same old. Yeah, I get that. I I know you're looking. Typically my complexion is actually pretty good by itself. But we have to wear masks still at work, and like I got a pimple like right along where my mask line is. So you'll have to forgive me. I know. But I mean it is really nice just to catch up with you. Like I said, we haven't. Gosh, it feels like it's been forever. I I'm sure you saw my car when you pulled in. Yeah, the other night coming home from work. So I work 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. And the other night coming home from work, it was probably like. I mean, we get done at 7:30, but like sometimes if a patient comes in like 5 minutes before closing, and we typically, as long as you come through the door before 7:30, we'll see you. Um, so and then you gotta clean up and whatnot. So yeah, it was probably around like 7:45, 8 o'clock, and like literally, it was honestly like a minute down the road. Excuse me. It was like a minute up the road, and see, there's like a corner. So you're going straight. You do the corner, and then like after I came through the corner, a deer jumped out, and I managed to slow down enough. It was already a corner, so I wasn't going that fast, but I by the time I made it through the corner, saw the deer. I I hit my brakes pretty good. I missed the first one, but the second one jumped like out from the woods into my front fender, and it got me pretty good. I had my brother come out. We were looking around with his light bar. I I didn't see it, so I it hopped off. I don't know if it lived or not, but yeah. So I'm assuming you saw all the damage to the poor Mustang. But I'm taking this as a. I'm a kind of glass half full. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. You know what I meant. Um, like life happens, things happen. So I, I take everything. How do I word this here? You know what I mean. Like I can't control that a deer hit my car. I can't control it. I can't go back in time and fix it. It happened. So I'm going to. It was out of my control. I tried everything I could. Tried hitting the brakes. Tried to, but there's nothing I could do to avoid it. So since it happened, I'm not going to sit there and even when it happened, I wasn't like upset or anything. I'm like, I mean, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, I'm not losing sleep over it. Like, I mean, yeah, it's not. It happened. So, how do we move forward? And that's typically how I take anything in life. Um, so, because of this, I have a plan that I'm going to try to execute. I don't know if I can or can't, but we'll see. Um, of course, nothing's ever cheap. I know any of my car guy friends, you know, dumping money into it, their cars is nothing new. But you know, I drive an '04 Mustang GT. My thought process here is it already, so like from the top part around the doors, around the fenders, the hood, and even like the trunk, like from the top are starting to get sun faded, like the clear coat's starting to peel. So I'm taking this as a sign that it's time to start working on, you know, getting a paint recorrection, probably just a whole new paint job. I wanted to do it anyway, but I'm taking this as a sign to like, hey, better now than never, you know. Um, and you know, we got a guy right up the road that does. He's been doing paint jobs for, gosh, 40 years now. Um, he did a really good job. The only, well, I can't say that, but the only real accident I've ever been in, if you can even call it that, was one night. You know, like typically, me and my brothers would park like side by side, and one night, for whatever reason, my brother decided to. Oh, we were having a party. My brother parked behind me, and it was like midnight, and I had to go pick up my other brother. And so, it's just a natural instinct for me to just put it in reverse and go. And I mean, there's really the taillights don't do anything to see behind me, but I genuinely forgot he was back there, didn't see him, and I kind of clipped him with my rear bumper. Oh God, this must have been 7, 8 years ago at this point, something like that. And I took it to the guy right up the road. It was just kind of dented in. He did such a good job for really a great price. He just heated it up, pushed it back out, repainted the whole bumper. Did such a great job with it. I'm probably just gonna take it back to him to do probably the rest of the car. Like I said, I'm just taking this as a sign that look, it needed a paint job anyway, so I might as well just go do it. I was thinking about it because I just did new headlights. Thank God I did them after the deer accident. But I got new headlights and LED bulbs, so the headlights look good. So the rest of the car is fine. I have no problems with just repainting it. Yeah, it's Red Fire Metallic. It's a G2 paint code for if you're interested, but it looks really good. I actually just went out and washed it today. It's a little chilly, but I haven't washed it all of winter yet, so it really needed it. But my thought process here is cosmetically, it's a stock car, just a '04 GT. I think now's a good time. Now's a good time than ever. Just save up a little bit. I want to do, because to be honest, like, it doesn't matter. He charged me, because the problem is for my bumper, you can't just paint like a little section. You have to paint the entire thing. You have to blend it, so you have to paint the whole bumper to get the dent out and to paint the entire rear bumper. And like I said, it's It's a red fire metallic, so it's a very unique color. It's for the 40th anniversary of the car. Um, it's a very unique color, like I said, because you have to get it all metallic-y and whatnot. He got it pretty darn close. And to be honest, in my opinion, you can't tell. You cannot tell the difference. Um, but you have to be like right up on it, looking at like the trunk and the bumper like next to each other to tell. But any kind of distance from it, you can't tell at all. Um, so what I want to do, point being, he charged me $300 for that bumper, completely new paint. So that part doesn't need new paint. The rest of the car does. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be like around $300 a panel or whatever. There is a website that I can buy the fender. So I need a new fender. Um, my driver's side fenders, that's destroyed. That's done. There's a website that'll paint and ship you a new fender for, I think it was $400. They'll just paint match it and ship it to you. But the fender itself was like $100, so they're charging $300. My neighbor charged $300, so I'm assuming that's about what it is, like per panel or per whatever. But what I want to do is, because it was like, it's around 180, 190, I want to get a Cobra front bumper. I think they look, I don't think I've seen one in person, but I think it looks so much better, because the way mine has like this clunky license plate frame on it that I don't need. I just think these look so much better. So I want to get the Cobra bumper, get some nice, now that I have LED headlights, I want to get LED fog lights. I want to do, that was my original point, was you're almost better off. So like the bumper I have now, it's going to need to be completely like sanded down, repainted and everything. So you're going to be like $300 to, my estimate, to paint that bumper that I currently have back to looking like factory new. Or I can pay, it's like $180 and then get that painted, but I can get a whole brand new bumper for like essentially $180 more. I think it looks better. It will be brand new. So, like, there's nothing wrong with my current bumper, but it is nearing 20 years old, so, like, really, why paint it, you know? Why am I going to dump money into a 20-year-old bumper when I can just, I have to paint a bumper regardless. I might as well get a new one that I like, different styling and everything. So I want to do that. I want to do where the Mustang emblem is right now. I have the original honeycomb, so I want to do the, not an emblem delete. I still want the emblem, but I want like the floating emblem. I actually don't know what that's technically called. It's not really a delete because I'm still using the emblem. I don't know. But, so I want to do the floating emblem. I got the new headlights already. New fender for the driver's side. That obviously has to get done. And then my thought process was the same thing with the hood. The hood's arguably the worst part of my car currently. It is completely the clear coat on, like, so there's the hood and then I have a little hood scoop. That hood scoop is completely, the clear coat's like completely off of it at this point. Like, it looks bad. So again, my thought process is I could sit there and paint a 20-year-old hood, or I could buy a new one. And there's a couple I'm eyeing. I want something that looks more aggressive. And again, my plan right now is to do all cosmetic work, maybe new wheels and tires in the future. I've already done completely new suspension, everything suspension wise, unless I want to go with like a torque arm or something crazy. But I want to get everything done. That way, everything on the car will be perfect, good to go. That way, the only mod I have left at that point is a brand new engine. I've looked into it, and I want to do it. Again, these are wants, and they could change, but the stock block on that car, as it sits now, can support about 450, and that's really dancing a fine line. They recommend like 400 to be safe. Horsepower, and to me, I could twin turbo the car and get to 400, but at the end of the day, it's 400 horsepower. Like, I have a twin turbo Mustang making 400. That seems not worth it to me. So I'm just gonna, and again, my friend has done it before, where he built his engine while he was still daily driving it, and he regrets that dearly, because the problem would be like, he'd have off like Saturday, Sunday, he'd start a project on Saturday morning, and there we would be at like 1 a.m. on a Saturday night, like trying to figure out what's wrong. And like you couldn't go to bed because you needed to fix that problem so he could go to work on Monday. So what I want to do is, like I said, get the car completely ready. Everything's good to go for however much work. I want it to be that it can support like up to 1,000. Now whether or not I get there or not is another story, but I just want the car to be able to support that. And I want to do a Texid block, which, not to confuse you too much, but I think it was the 93 to 98 Lincoln Mark 8s had a block made by Ferrari in them, and this block can support 15 to some say up to 2,000 horsepower. Now I'm not going anywhere near that, but just to have the ability to, I think is awesome. So I'd like to build an engine that can support, 1,500 horsepower. Whether or not I get there or not doesn't matter. It's just I have the engine that can do that. I'm not sitting here like right now my car can support, they're saying like 400 horsepower through the stock engine. Why am I gonna go drop, $10,000 on like a Coyote swap? They could still only get me, 700-800 horsepower. I want to be one and done. I like this car. I plan on keeping it forever. So I might as well just build an engine once and be done with it. The more I thought about it, and my friend had a good point. Like when you look at those, like when you think of a Mustang, typically it's either turbocharged or it's got a Whipple style supercharger up top. So like even when you go to meets or whatever, like if you've seen one boosted Mustang, you've seen them all. So I want to be different and I want to be unique with it. I don't want to just be another one. So what I want to do is, and again, this is all completely hypothetical. No purchases have been made, but what I want to do is, like I said, build a Texid block, build it up. I would like to twin turbo it with the Hellion kit, because the Hellion twin turbo kit can go into a supercharger up top to make twin charged. Now I think there's literally like a handful of shops in the whole country that can tune this thing, because it's an absolute beast to tune something like that. But I think that would be very unique, very cool, and I think very few people have that setup. There's a couple out there, but very few have a setup like that. So I just think that would be unique, cool. You dump a whole mess of money into it, but like I said, you get that thing going well past 1,000 horsepower, and you're done with it. There's no, because that's the thing my friend gets caught up into is he'll dump a whole mess of money, do like an engine build, he'll swap out a bunch of stuff or whatever, and then a couple months later he'll save up a bunch more money for another, to tear down the engine again, to build. It seems so trivial to me. I want to be one and done, build this crazy engine, get a crazy transmission attached to it, and that's it. Once it's built, it's built. So I think that's where I'm at. Just be done with it. Just build something very nice and be done with it. That is way sidetracked from my original point, but like I said, hit the deer. I want to take this as an opportunity to just really change the cosmetics of it. It's the, what is it called? Cervini hood? I think I'm saying that right. It's a cowl style hood. So like the way mine currently sits is it's sloped down, and then it's got a little hood scoop facing like outward. This way, it would be like the hood would be sloped down, and then it's got a big old cowl hood that kind of does something like that. It's hard to explain, but I think that with the Cobra bumper gives it a much more aggressive look. And then, like I said, once you go and boost it in the future, like I think it'll all sit in pretty nicely. But I want to do a new hood, new cowl hood, the Cobra bumper, nice LED fog lights, and then that logo delete kit. I still want the logo, I just want it to be the floating one. So I think that's where I'm at. Like I said, I mean, it sucks that the deer hit me, but it's got me thinking like, well, you might as well. It's March now. Might as well just start saving up and just do this, so that way by summertime she'll have a fresh paint job, have new parts, she'll look very good. I mean, I could sit here and talk forever about this, but like I said, it was just like the accident happened, if you even want to call it an accident. The deer hit me, and I'm like, well, why? I could just sit there and, let's assuming there's no other damage underneath the fender. From what I've seen, I don't think there is, but I guess you can never be too sure. So this way I'm taking apart the whole front end, new stuff. I might as well just start saving up. I don't know if you like, I love when my wife lets me buy guns t-shirt. It's funny because I'm not married and I'm single. So I got that. See, I got my little board of all my wants. Like, honestly, like a few of these are needs. Very few of these are needs. See, that's my brother just got a new truck, so I wanted to go. I've had a tint waiver for my car for years now, and I was meaning to, get some tint on my windows, but I don't want to go to the tint shop with, a busted up fender and everything. So I guess I'm gonna do all this, get the front end looking good, get a fresh paint job on it, and then take it to the shop to get tint. I mean, I don't know. I got nice wheels as it is, but they're 17 inches. I wanted to kind of go up to 18-inch wheels. So I could either, it's all money. You know how it is. It's all money at the end of the day. Um, I could just put a little bit of wheel spacers on the back, and it's already lowered, so I think that would look nice. But I think it would look better with newer, bigger wheels. I'm still on the fence about a wheel tire thing. Um, I need a whole mat. The problem is, over the last, so I was doing inventory the other day on my ammo. Um, I'm assuming I'm putting this video out after my ammo video. Yeah. So, um, so when I was doing my inventory for my ammo, I realized like in 2022, I shot a lot of ammo, but I never bought more ammo to like make up for that loss. So, like, I got a list of rounds here that I need. Um, I need some. We took my Desert Eagle out. And see, the problem is with me is I like different calibers. Um, I like cool, unique guns. So, like typically when you like if I meet someone that says like, oh, I like shooting too. Um, Typically what ends up happening is it's just, oh, what kind of guns do you have? I got a Palmetto AR and I got a Glock 19 and a 1911. What about you? And then I got a 500 Magnum. I got a Desert Eagle. I got a 405 Winchester. Like, I got a Dragunov. I got a Barrett. Like, I know and I appreciate that I have cool guns, and but then the problem is everyone wants to shoot them, and the ammo is not cheap for most of my guns. I think that's the problem. Like, so like the 500 Magnum, for example. I would love to buy the big 700 grain rounds. I have some 440 grain, but like 700 grain would be like the biggest, baddest round I think you can put through that gun. That stuff's like $4 a round. It's like $3, $4 a round. So then the problem is, let's say I go out right now and buy it. I think they're in a box of like 20. I think it's like 70 or 80 bucks. So it's like, yeah, it's like $4 if I'm mathing correctly. Yeah, $4 a round. So I buy this ammo. It comes in, and it's not including shipping either. And then, so, like, obviously, I'm going to want to shoot the round. My brother's going to want to shoot around. My dad's going to want to shoot around. If they bring any friends with them, they're going to want to shoot the rounds. So, like, I mean, if I bring a friend with me, they're going to want to shoot around. So, I mean, I'm already, let's say bare minimum, me, my brother, my dad, and one of my closest friends loves to go out to the range with us. So I'm $8 down immediately. That's just saying, here's one round, bang, all right, you're done. Typically, that's not how that works. Typically, it's, oh, this is crazy, let me shoot it again. And so, and that's just the 500 Magnum. So we all, my family, my friend, we all love shooting the Desert Eagle 50 Action Express. Love it. It's a very, very fun gun to shoot. The problem is I had like 3 boxes of ammo, but the last time we took it out, I shot it all up. So I think I have a couple rounds of, I got 1 box left. So that's another gun. It's like $250 a round right now. It's another gun. I'd love to go out and buy 100 rounds, but that's $250. I don't really have that. Especially if I'm talking about doing a bunch of like, car work. So I'd love to go out once it starts warming up in a couple months and go shoot the thing. But the problem is, if I buy ammo for it, I don't go out to the range by myself ever. It's just, it's fun to go out with friends and family. Um, that's the fun thing. You bring out your new guns or your fun guns or whatever on a nice like warm afternoon. Um, bring some cold like sodas or water or whatever. Just you just sit out there, shoot, talk, listen to some music, have a good time. So I don't go out to the range by myself. Um, and if I bring the Desert Eagle, you know, it's another gun that you cannot just put one round in it, shoot it, and be like, all right, you're done. Most of the time, you're giving them a full like 7-round magazine. It's a lot. If I can math right now, what's 255? $10, 12.50, 15. So a full magazine, if I did my math correctly, is $17.50. So if I give that to my buddy and say, here, shoot that, that's like an hour's worth of my work. And then again, my buddy's gonna want to shoot it, my dad's gonna want to shoot it, my brother's gonna want to shoot it, I'm gonna want to shoot it. I mean, like literally in one trip to the range, I could be a whole day's worth of pay in just shooting one gun. So I love collecting these cool, like outrageous guns. You know, everyone goes, "Oh my gosh, you have a Desert Eagle! That's so cool! Can I shoot it?" And I'm honestly at the point now where I'm gonna start telling people no, just because. And again, this is just the 500 Magnum and just the Desert Eagle that I've mentioned. Like the Barrett's shooting like $5 a round. I just bought that 405 Winchester. That dumb thing is like $4 or $5 a round. If you can find the ammo, they only make the ammo like once a year. So if you can find ammo for it brand new, it's like $5 a round. So you're starting to see where my problem becomes. I don't want to go out and buy. That's just me. I don't want to go out and go to the gun shop and like I have a Glock 19. So when I go in the gun shop and see a brand new Glock 19X, that kind of thing, like my brother is all over that. He loves it. He's got a 19, a 19X. Like me, I already have a 19. I don't need another 9mm. Me, I go in there and say, "Oh, there's a Chinese Tokarev in 7.62 by 25. I don't have anything in that caliber." Like that's the kind of thing that interests me. But again, I don't know the price of 7.62 by 25. We went the other day. He had one in there. It was a little beat up for me. But again, it's another round that I cannot just find at the gun store. I'd have to go order it online, ship it. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like I said, I want to go out and enjoy the guns and everything, but like again, traditionally, I have all these cool guns with exotic rounds. My brother has a lot of like. He's the type that just keeps buying like different 9mm, different 10mm, like that sort of thing. So I mean, he's got a lot of guns, but to me they're not very interesting half the time. But when he goes to the range, he has plenty of 9mm. He can shoot those things all day long. I can't. But I think that's just where I'm at. I mean, it's like. So I like, on my list of ammo here, I have 50 Action Express on there, because I do want to go shoot it, but, like, the more I think about it, like, I just want to take that out when it's just me and my brother. Like, I don't want to take that out when well, because the problem is I have one friend that loves to go to the range, and I don't mind him being there. But again, when all my rounds cost multiple dollars a round, it just eats my pockets away so quick. And then like again, there's like so I bring my friend, my brother. Sometimes he's got a lot more friends that like shooting than I do. So like I mean he's got like four friends that have gone to the range with us consecutively. So I mean anytime there's like, hey, we're having a range day, he'll call them all up, and then so you're looking at like 7 people. Like, I don't want to be that guy and say no, you can't shoot it, but like pretty much what's happening recently is like if it's just me and my brother, then yeah, I'll bring the 500 Magnum out or whatever. But then if it's like if I figure out that hey, he called up a bunch of people and there's 5 of his friends going, I'm not even going to call up my friend to go, nor am I going to bring anything cool. I'll just bring like a Glock or something. So, I think that's where I'm at. Like, I love collecting these guns and I love shooting these guns. But, like, I'll use the 405 Winchester. So anytime we buy a new gun, we buy some ammo for it, take it out to the range, and enjoy it. But then nobody's shot it yet, so then everyone wants to shoot it. And then like the 500 Magnum typically doesn't. That's one of those guns that everyone's shot now, so like they do only honestly want like one round through it. So that one's not a big deal. But if I told people no, or if I didn't tell people no, with like the Desert Eagle, they would shoot all the ammo I had. Doesn't matter how many rounds it is. But like so the 405. There was one website that I saw that had them for like $7 a round. So I want to go out. I haven't shot it yet. I want to go out and shoot it. So that's me, my brother. I know my dad's going to want to shoot it. My friend's going to want to shoot it. I mean, at the bare minimum, I'm looking at 4 people at $7 a round. I'm looking at $21 just for us to go. It's bolt action. Bam. 4 times. It's $21. And again, I'm not going to bring it out to the range, spend all this money on ammo just to shoot it once. I'm going to want to shoot it a couple times. And it's just, like, I love these things. Like, I walked into that gun shop and said, a 405 Winchester, that's really cool. But, like, I'm starting to get to the point where it's like, I got friends and I got family that want to shoot with me and want to shoot my guns, but and then I feel like a what's the word I'm looking? I don't want to use a harsh word here. I feel like the bad guy when when I tell people no, and I don't want to like. I feel like that's selfish to sit there and like ask for money. Like if I know you're gonna shoot the Barrett, which again you're shooting like $5 a round for the cheap stuff, and then if you want to shoot my good stuff, you're looking at almost $10 a round. Like, I mean, if you shoot a magazine of 10 rounds of the good stuff, that's $100, which nobody has yet. But like, I mean, I feel like at that point I don't know how to go about this. It's like I can't look my friend in the face and say, "Here's a magazine, give me $100." Like I can't do that. I don't know what to do. Because the other gun I'm looking at getting is because I have the frame for it, is a 50 GI Glock. As you know, I love 50 calibers. I like big stuff. So a 50 cal Glock is only natural. It's $800 for the conversion. I already got the frame for it. So again, it'd be a nice big cool gun. The problem is it's like $2 a round. And you know people are going to want to load up like a 10-round magazine and just mag dump it. And that's $20. I don't even know how big the magazine's going to hold if it's 10 or more. If it's more than 10, it's more than $20. But so for someone to say, here's a magazine, load it, bam, 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 10 times, that's $20. It's like, that's another gun I'd love to go buy. I'd love to have. But no store carries 50 GI ammo. And then everyone and their brother's going to want to come out and shoot the thing. But again, it's a very cool gun. No one I know has one. So to whip that out, show friends, show family, it's really cool. But then when it comes time to the actual shooting, like, I want to take as little people out as possible to go shoot them, and then I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose. Like, I like going out there with a bunch of friends and family and having a good time, but then it's a paradox. I want to go out with a bunch of people, but then I don't want to bring the fun guns that I like shooting. So then I go with less people, but then I'm not having the fun that I would. It's a mess. It's a mess. So on this big list is a bunch of ammo, all my front end work that I plan on doing. And again, the problem is none of that's cheap either. Oh yes, so I had a phone. So I currently have the iPhone 14 Pro Max. I had the Galaxy S20 before that, and then the phone before that was like the S. Oh God, I don't even. I think it was an S7. I don't know. I think it was like an S7 though, but my problem with that was I got a little crack in the camera lens, and then that completely got rid of it. It's water resistant, and it was very, very good water resistance until I got some water in the camera, and then it died. It'll still turn on and vibrate that it turns on, but the screen doesn't work anymore. So I'm trying to figure out how to get that to work, because that has like, let's see, what, 2022, 2 years before that, 20. So from like 2018 on back, as far as I can remember, that phone has all my photos on it, and I'd love to get those photos off of it. Of course, there's a passcode on there that I can't disable, so I cannot hook it up to my computer. So I'm kind of jammed up. I'm trying to figure out how to get that working. And then I guess the only other thing would be my annual Formula Drift. Last year it was very packed. We went both times. It's up in Jersey. I plan on going this year. I'll probably talk more and more about it when it comes closer, but you know how it goes. Everything costs money, as you can see here on my list, and that's my problem. Like, going out and experiencing things and doing things costs money too. I'm the type of person that would rather, like, so let's say you get $1,000 paycheck every 2 weeks. I'm the type of person that would rather say, I want to go out and buy a gun because 10, 20, 30 years from now, I still have that gun. That gun's still there. It's a tangible thing that doesn't go away. I could, that's the type of person I am. I could say, oh, I want to use that money to go on a trip to Europe. I've never been to Europe. But, and don't get me wrong, I bet you it's going to be a phenomenal week for that $1,000. Or I don't even know how much a trip costs. But if I took that money for a trip for Europe, it would be a great week. but the week would go by in an instant and I'd have to go home. So I'm the type of person that would rather buy a gun, buy a Lego set, buy some Pokemon cards, buy a video game, something that I can, you know, I can always go back to it. So something like Formula Drift, I hardly ever go to. Um, that's like the once, pretty much the once a year I actually like go do something. Me and my friend love doing it. It's up in New Jersey. Um, it's like a 2.5 hour car ride. We get some Wawa, drive up there, have a great day. I think this year we're talking about going for 2 days. We've been just going. See, our first year we went Friday, and then last year we went on Saturday. So this year we were talking about Saturday and Sunday, but we'll see. Um, so that's probably where I'm. Yeah, we'll probably do both days. It's really not that. I think it's like $10 more to do both days versus I think like a single day is like $60, and then if you want to do both days, it's 70. There's a Thursday, but like there's hardly anything to do. I think it's like just the prospect people. I don't know, but I think that's all I can really ramble about today. That's the problem. So like on my list here, which is a bunch of jumbled up mess. Like so here, I wanted to do because I have them. I wanted to do new speakers in my car, and then delete my rear seats for some subwoofers. Wanted to do wheel tires, tint. The weather stripping could be new. I need a new battery, and then I have a really tiny transmission leak that needs to get adjusted or looked at. I think just the seal around my torque converter is a little. It's got a tiny little leak. I'm not too worried, but so that's what I had on here for my car. And then this deer hit, and now this is what I now have, another whole section. So it's always something. Car, gun, ammo. Well, I never bought Crown Zenith Pokemon cards either. Oh no. So it's always something, but like I said, I'd rather do like a cool new hood, a cool new Cobra bumper and stuff like that, and that just buy it now, get it painted, and be done with it. Like there's no, like that's sort of it. There's no upgrades after that. Always a bunch of wants. So it was nice seeing you again, and I'm sorry I absolutely talked your ear off, but I'm just glad to talk. You know, there's always something on my list to do, and so let's say I save up the next couple paychecks for the next like month or two, and I do all this work, get the car painted. Like I said, then I want to go do the speakers, and I want to go. I need ammo. And then the problem is you go into the gun shop and there's a 405 Winchester. There's something really cool and unique in there that maybe I've never even heard of before, and they're like, oh, I gotta buy that. So it's never ending, but I'm just glad you like to listen to me talk about it, and you're there for me. So I guess I'll leave it at that. Glad you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace.